Good morning, everybody. We are back at it again. Um, want to cover a few things from yesterday. Um, Yesterday was a interesting result in the comment section, and there is one uh, I should say that I want to really harp on, um, because I've seen it come up a couple of times. Um, and so what we're gonna look at, um, is this: the video about Candace really showed me something, um, about people. And the thing it showed me about people is that every time you disagree with them, the first thing is you're getting paid. And that was one of the statements made by somebody, is that I was being paid to go against Candace Owens. Um, and I wish I was, because I will tell you now, I wouldn't be in this position where I'm at right now if I were. I'd be happily taking that money. Uh, I'm just kidding. I wouldn't take money to say something against somebody. I genuinely believe that she's an idiot, without being paid. I'm not even being paid to think Candace Owens is a fool, because I genuinely think she's a fool. I don't got to get paid for that. I'm saying that one happily and for free. Um, This is what the person said: "You are reaching and twisting, another paid attack. God bless you." I don't know how they mix those two things up. Anyway, um, and I asked, "Am I? How much am I getting paid?" And they said, "My question indeed. What's in the dark will come to light." And that sounds like, a Candace line. And yeah, so I guess I'm getting paid. So I'm wondering how much the people that are anti Tony Evans are gonna say I get paid for this too. So let's get into my payment schedule. If you want me to tout your line, the going price right now is $1 million. Um, if you want me to say what you want me to say and run straight talk the way you want me to run it, it'll be $1 million, and I'll do it. Give me $1 million. No check. I don't want a check. I need it cash. I can't be letting the government that you don't trust know what I'm getting paid. But I do want that $1 million in cash. Okay. Just let me know when you want to send it, how you want to meet. Get me that $1 million, and I'll say what you want me to say. It's a joke, people. I'm not gonna say what they want me to say, but I'll take the $1 million. Anyway, Tony Evans. We're gonna read the article about Tony Evans here real quick. Tony, I might take payments. I don't know. It depends. How big of a payments are we talking about? Like 1,000, 10,000 a month will work for me. Give me 10K a month. We might have. We might have it. Famed Dallas area pastor who resigned from the pulpit in 2024 due to a sin that has not been publicly disclosed. That's the biggest problem we'll be talking about today. Has undergone his restoration process. Now, I don't know where they got the process from. I don't recall there being listed a process. I don't recall any um, pastor, deacon of the sort being treated like this, where he has to step down from preaching, or retire from preaching, or step away from preaching, or resign from preaching. I don't remember any of that examples in the book. And maybe, again, I'm the illiterate one. Maybe y'all can tell me if there was ever such an occasion. And if there was such an occasion, well, tell me. I'd like to know. Anywho, he has undergone his restoration process. The completion date for Tony Evans, former head of Oak Cliff Bible Fellowship Church, was announced during a Restoration Sunday service on October 5th. We are pleased to report, this is them, we are pleased to report that Dr. Evans has fully submitted to the church's discipline and restoration process. Associate Pastor of Outreach, Christopher Wheel, said that as the congregation applauded, this restoration process has included individual counseling with outside non-staff professionals and pastoral mentoring. It also included evidence of genuine repentance and godly sorrow and demonstrated humility and renewed desire to honor God. Evans issued an apology to leaders and supporters while on stage, in part stating to the flock, to the congregation, for the consternation I may have caused you while questions and wondering and uncertainty, I'm sorry. I apologize sincerely for any instability that this season has caused you because you are my treasure. Okay. Now, maybe you look, y'all might be good enough to say why and how this process even got instituted. I don't know where they found it. I don't know where they got this from. I have no concept. I've looked. It ain't in the book. It ain't in the book. In any case, we're going to listen to them because I don't want to just take the word of an article. I found the video. And yes, I will be judging people. And don't get mad at me. I'm doing what I got to do. And this dude don't seem straight to me, but that's just me. I know they accept a bunch of people and a bunch of things in church today. I can't be uncertain that this dude ain't flying for the wrong colors. So I'm just saying.
Today, I smile. I smile not because there is no wilderness and not because there are no tests and trials while following God. I smile because through it all, God is faithful. You see, when the people of God were following God, yes, there were places like Marah, places that were bitter, places that were hard. But right after Marah, God gave them the land of Elam. Elam is found in Exodus 15:27. It is a place of 12 streams of water and 70 date palms, a place where the people got to camp in the goodness of God, a place where healing flows and where joy is renewed.
And I've always hated people talking like this. Like I just despise it. I'm sorry. I cannot stand this overly poetic, nonsensical, stupid way. Just talk natural, man. Whatever happened to just talking to people? Stop! You look stupid. You sound ridiculous. It's disingenuous. That's not how you talk. It's no different than flamboyant gay people when they try to act like a female. Over the top, overextend. It just stop. It is so utterly annoying. Just what gave y'all the idea that this is what Christianity sounds like? What made you think, you know what would really make people think I'm holy? If I sound like a gay dude. If I talk like I should be wearing an English wig and I just ate too much hot sauce. That's what that will make me sound holy. Come on, bro. Just ridiculous.
This is a place where we are going to camp today, church. It's a place called restoration in the midst of a hard season and a hard time. We've experienced the wilderness, but today we are going to experience Elam, a place where God is going to allow Oak Cliff Bible Fellowship to camp, eat and drink, and experience restoration. So I hope you're ready to smile with me. And as we get ready, I need you to do two things for me. Number one, as we camp, we're going to respect where God has placed us. So I want everyone in the audience to put your phones on silent and make no use of them during this service, because we don't want to be distracted while experiencing the restoration of God. And number two, as we get ready to be restored in Elam, I need you to stand to your feet. Stand to your feet right now, everyone in the church, as we respect this special place of restoration that God is bringing us to.
Can I be straight with y'all about this nonsense? This concept that the modern church is now touting as Christianity is just piety repackaged. It's just piety repackaged. Stand to your feet and honor restoration. And he keeps saying we. If it was we would know what Tony did. If it was a we restoration, we would be privy to what sin it was that made him step down. If it was we, it ain't no we, it's y'all. Y'all are restoring him, not we. The congregation didn't have jack squat, no input at all. They don't know what happened. What we? Where's the we? You talking about like a Nintendo Wii? Or like what, bathroom Wii? Where's it? You pregnant? We? You French? Where's the we? How is this a we if y'all ain't telling us the other part of the we, what he do? It's got to the point where you need outside intervention. You needed a whole counseling session, a whole year off with we, but we ain't finding out what we do yet. We in trouble is that's what it sounds like to me. Like we in trouble. Because we exactly, I was about to say that we would like to know. Golly, we.
I want to welcome you to the land of Elam. Let's get this started.
Clap, 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 clap. Yay, yay.
Good morning, OCBF family, and to our guests that are here joining us today.
Also, if you have to read it, it ain't sincere. I'm just going to, if you got to read it, it ain't sincere. I'm going to stand on that 100%. I don't care what you tell me. Oh, they're just trying to get, if you got to read it, you are lying, you are insincere. You're just trying to get the right wording so people can hear you some way, kind of how. Say from the heart. Why you got to read it? You don't know he restored? You're not telling us anything about his sin, so you don't got to get nothing right. You ain't reading scripture. Obviously, you're just reading something you wrote down. Why you got to write it down? Just tell us. You can't talk to us? You can't just do that.
Today, we come to you not just as leaders, but as fellow believers who love this church and want to share where we've been and where we're going.
Now, please, same thing I told y'all about Candace. I'm going to tell you about these people. What did he just say he was going to do? Okay, I want you to listen to their words now. He say he going to share to you where they've been and where they're going, right? Okay. Now, if I was sharing with you where I've been, I should be able to tell you a whole lot about where I've been. If that was my statement, is I'm going to tell you about where I've been. I didn't say I'm going to tell you where I've been. I'm going to tell you about where I've been, which means you're going to give me details. Let's see if he gives any details about where they have been.
Just over 1 year ago, the Elder Board of Oak Cliff Bible Fellowship determined that Dr. Tony Evans needed to step down from all pastoral responsibilities and entered a period of spiritual restoration due to sin.
What sin? What sin? What if this sin had something to do with females in the congregation? How can the females know that everything is good? Just the board just decided he gonna step down? He didn't decide that, so it wasn't his choice. He was told he needed to. So then I'm gonna go back to my video I did about him a year ago. I can't credit him for nothing. I was giving him credit for stepping down, but now it sounds like they told him to step down, which means it wasn't of his own volition. So he wasn't sorry. He was caught. He was caught. And this is my guess. For them to keep it this secretive, it has to be one of two things. He was with another woman or man, or it was a minor, male or female. Those are the only two things. It was with a man or a woman, side piece, or a minor, male or female. That's the only reason y'all won't shut up and not talk about it. If it was drugs, y'all have told him he'd have went into rehab. Y'all have said something about it. But the kind of secrecy that y'all are floating around, it has to be one of those two things. Something to do with a kid way back in the day, maybe not to the level of Mr. Morris, or a side dude or chick. Now y'all be like, so what does it matter? What does it matter? It don't matter. He's forgiven. No. It does matter because of what he claims he is. And I don't mean Christian. What he claims he is makes it matter. So let's see if they give you any details about where they've been.
We recognize that this has been a deeply emotional and challenging time for many in our church family. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for your continued prayers, patience, and trust.
What are they praying for? What are they praying for? Please, y'all, please just tell me what are they praying for? They don't know nothing. They got zero clue. They're just throwing up random prayers in the air every day, hoping something sticks. Is that it? Just tell me what are they praying for? I just don't understand y'all, man. Like I really don't. I really don't. This is some crazy stuff. Like I'm listening, but I just don't make no sense of this. I just don't. Anyway, continue.
Throughout this season. Today, on behalf of the elders, I want to share a thoughtful and prayerful, considered update regarding three important areas. One, our biblical rationale and guiding principles behind the Elder Board's decision. Two, our overview of discipline and restoration process concerning Dr. Evans. Three, our vision and leadership plans for the future of OCBF.
I wanna there's a question I want to answer. 19 was when his wife passed away from cancer. 23 was when he got remarried. So a year before this particular falling out, he got remarried, which is why I'm inclined to believe that it might have been something to do with infidelity in some way, shape, form, or fashion. That's all. That's what I think.
As we present this update, our desire is to communicate with integrity, clarity, and humility.
All right, let's take a look at what they just described there, okay? Let's do this. Let's find out integrity, steadfast adherence to a strict moral and ethical code, the state of being unimpaired, soundness, the quality or condition of being whole or undivided, completeness. Clarity would be something I don't see them about to have. They might be clearly lying, but I don't know about clarity in their discussions about what happened with Tony. But maybe they'll disappoint me and surprise.
Firmly rooted in the truth of God's word and the hope of his redemptive grace. A biblical approach to discipline and restoration.
Promise of redemptive grace, not hope. Promise of it.
For over 48 years, Oak Cliff Bible Fellowship has followed a biblically grounded process for addressing sin and restoring repentant members and spiritual leaders. This approach reflects both the seriousness with which we uphold God's standard and deep hope we place in his redemptive grace. As Lamentations 3:22 through 23 reminds us, the steadfast love of the Lord never ceases.
And here we go with the out of context quoting of all kinds of scripture, and more than likely we're probably hearing a whole bunch of that, just to try and emphasize the point. Now, what you're hearing is a bunch of buttering up of the congregation. That's all you're hearing. This could easily have been just go straight into, this is what happened. This is how we're bringing it back. They have to butter up the congregation with a whole bunch of talk and soliloquy and getting people to be all hype and feelings and all that stuff. That's all they're doing right now. It's a buttering session. That's all this is. Wasting time because they ain't getting into diddly squat about what happened. They're not going to tell you.
His mercies never come to an end. They are new every morning. Great is your faithfulness.
Okay.
The heart of biblical discipline is never punishment for its own sake, but rather restoration through accountability.
Real quick. I want y'all to remember, it also says, whatever a man sows, that will he also reap. So don't tell me that nonsensical line of what you just said here.
Years, Oak Cliff Bible Fellowship has followed this with which we.
I want to find that line he just said.
Just over 1 year ago.
I want to find that line.
Thank you.
No.
I want to share a thoughtful and prayerful concern.
Where's that line? I want that line again.
In our church family. Thank you.
I don't know how it went back so far.
For your continued prayers.
Why did it go back that
considered
far?
Update regarding 3 important areas. 1, our biblical rationale and guiding principles.
Nope, further back again.
2, our desire is to communicate with integrity.
There it is, okay.
Years, Oak Cliff Bible Fellowship has followed a biblically grounded and deep hope we place in his redemptive grace. Morning. Great is your faithfulness. The heart of biblical discipline is never punishment for its own sake, but rather restoration through accountability.
There it is. Okay. What a man sows, he gonna reap. But y'all ain't letting it reap. Y'all let him sow, but you ain't letting him reap. Okay, continue.
Humility and grace.
And you know what another part of that is too? Guess what? Guess what? Guess what the word is that's gonna come right now? Humility and grace all day. Yeah, I get that. Transparency would be nice. Transparency would be nice.
Galatians 6:1 outlines the spirit in which correction must occur. Brethren, if anyone is caught in any transgression, you who are spiritual should restore him in a spirit of gentleness.
Good, good. I'm glad you said it because that was actually one of the verses I was going to go into. You ready for this part? By you not telling the congregation what he did and doing your own restoration by yourselves, you know what you're telling the congregation? They're not spiritual. You just read it. I'm not the one that read it. You did. The verse says this, right? Brethren, not leaders, not elders, he said brethren, everybody, all of y'all, the whole kit and caboodle. If a man is overtaken in any trespass, you who are spiritual, restore such a one in a spirit of gentleness, considering yourself, lest you also be tempted. You trying to tell me that the congregation ain't worthy of knowing what's going on because they're not spiritual enough to restore them? Only the elders, huh? Y'all are covering for this man, and you're covering something. And it seems like it might be something big if it took a whole year. If it was enough for him to sit down and shut up, it was big enough for the congregation to know. Period.
Keep watch on yourself, lest you too be tempted.
I know what he's trying to mean by that. We all gonna have problems. We all gonna sin, maybe. But what did he do? I can't say that we all do something. He might have messed with an animal. I don't know. So don't tell me I'm like him. No. Make sure you tell me what this do. Because you know what it also could be? He could have stepped out of line for the law. And y'all don't want to tell nobody nothing. Y'all keeping it under wraps. Because if that's the case, then he cannot be restored. He told you to abide by the laws of the land. And if he's breaking the laws of the land, then no, he can't just go back in there. This is why transparency is important.
Restoration, when pursued with gentleness and self-awareness, reflects the very character of Christ and safeguards the health of the entire church body.
Except that the entire church body don't know what the heck just took place. They don't know.
In keeping with this biblical framework, the elder board exercised deliberate and prayerful discretion regarding the timing, the manner of disclosing specific details throughout the restoration process. This was not done to conceal wrongdoing.
Yes, it was. Bro, come on, man. That's exactly what it was. You are doing this to conceal. Otherwise, you would have just told us. You got to leak information. This is Candace Owens right here. Well, we can't tell you all the details. We're just going to tell you a little bit. No, you covering. You straight up covering.
But rather to uphold the integrity of the process.
The integrity of the... Woo-wee. Man. The integrity of the process, huh? We can't be too concerned about what people need to know. We're just trying to protect the process. Okay.
To protect the dignity of all involved.
Oh, so you just admitted you're hiding. You just admitted you're covering. Now you say you're lying in the pulpit now. Now you up here lying. You just said you're not trying to hide nothing. Now you say you hiding something. You just have a reason for hiding. Say that. Say you are hiding, but we got reasons. Don't lie and say you're not hiding. You are hiding. Now you might have legitimate reason for hiding, but you ain't telling us what that is. You just say, I can't tell you because of this person, that person, and this person involved. You lying. You might need to go through some restoration yourself, brother. You might have to go through your own form of restoration yourself. You lying up there like a rug, man. Come on. Come on.
And prevent unnecessary speculation.
Am I retarded? I must be, right? Something ain't clicking. Something is not. Just hear me out. Something is not clicking. I think I just felt all of my brain cells just melt. Let me ask a question, please. You're telling me you did the way you did it because you didn't want unnecessary speculation. So you just said nothing and allowed people to give unnecessary specifications of and that. So you don't mind them speculating because you're not telling them anything, but you didn't tell them so that they wouldn't speculate. You stupid. You are stupid. You are dumber than dumb. And I will say that all day long because y'all are hiding something. You just told me you don't want no speculation, so you're not giving no details. That is stupid. That's dumb. You created speculation by not telling nobody nothing. You could have easily removed speculation by telling people what happened. That would have been the easy look, that would have been the easiest way. Easiest way to avoid speculation is to tell everybody what happened.
Or sensationalism.
And what do you think happened? Were you successful in that, buddy? Okay.
Our desire has always been to handle this matter in a way that honors both truth and love.
And you failed at both. You failed at both.
Dr. Evans' discipline and restoration process. Upon being made aware of the situation,
and the situation, okay,
following a period of careful and prayerful investigation, the Elder Board responded in accordance with Oak Cliff Bible Fellowship's long established process for addressing sin among members and leaders.
So you telling me you would do this exact same thing for a member? Or you might more likely have a separate way you handle members than you do, clergy?
Dr. Evans acknowledged in a public statement falling short of God's standard.
Okay, so falling short of his standard is not reasoning for stepping down. FYI, falling short of a standard is not enough to just quit preaching. Falling short of a standard, huh? That's all he did, was just fall short of a standard. Okay.
And a need to submit to the church's discipline and restoration process.
Which came first, chicken or egg? Did he tell you all about it, or you all found out about it? Which one was it? What was it? Now I'm going to tell us, huh? Okay.
We are pleased to report that Dr. Evans has fully submitted to the church's discipline and restoration process.
Even this brother here knows that, man, come on, man. This dude's man like, oh, whatever, man. Oh my gosh. I can kind of agree with you, but also don't forget that Vody was also the same man that says God don't talk to nobody today. So you don't hear from God today at all. That's what Vody say out of his own mouth. So I know people love him, and he had a bunch of stuff right, but I had my issues with Vody too. And the fact that you see that his family allowed him to be at this particular location posthumous, it tells you something. I'm just saying that there might have been some not fully committed ideology that he espoused. He might have said something, but on the back end, he didn't really enforce it. Just saying.
This restoration process has included.
Yes. I don't know what he did. What did he do? No, I don't know. Yes, but it's good. What did they restore him from? We don't know. Oh. Are we supposed to clap, right? Yeah. And cry. Okay. Welcome back, Dolly. Hey, look. Anyway.
Included individual counseling with outside non-staff professionals and pastoral mentoring. Evidence of genuine repentance and godly sorrow.
For okay, let me range out some sins here. Okay. Did he lose his cool and cuss somebody out? Did he punch somebody in the face? Did he drink too much alcohol one night? Did he let me see another good one. Did he steal something? I mean, there's a gamut. Did he kill somebody? Did he have sex with a child? Did he have sex with a dude? Did he step outside? Just give me some. I mean, you saying that it's genuine repentance for what though?
Demonstrated humility and a renewed desire to honor God. A public stepping away from all formal ministry roles at OCBF. Dr. Evans also took a 12-month period of absence from pulpit ministry to focus on personal growth.
Personal growth. Personal growth. Okay. Let me see if I can find Tony's conversation. I want to hear from him myself. Because this dude is going on and on and on and on. And of course, the proverbial pointing your hands at the person, because that's going to give all the channeling energy you need. Ding, ping, ping, bang, bang, bang. Not, you know, they have to put their hands out, stretching out your hands, and make sure that you subliminally touch folk with your thought process. Jedi mind trick is what I call this. Come on, Tony. Tell us what you really what's on your mind, man. Let's hear you talk. I don't want to hear the sunshine boy. I don't want to hear sunshine boy.
I just want to say something to start off that.
Oh gosh. All right, Tony talking finally.
And callings as a member of the body of Christ. So talk about how you feel with those two realities coming together all at the same time.
I guess the word would be bittersweet. certainly better when you've done something for 48 years, every day, every week, and then you're no longer doing it, and it's your fault.
That I don't even know how they didn't get the audio right. That don't even make no sense. All that fanfare, fancy work, and y'all can't get your audio for your stream right. Come on, man. Fire whoever's behind the microphone setup. Fire him right now.
And that creates a wound in your soul.
It creates a wound in your
A
soul.
wound in your soul that's not easily salved. And so I have felt the angst of that, the pain of that, the struggle of that. But I also understand that when you go through something, you have to relate to God in a deeper place.
When you go through something, you have to relate to God from a deeper place. A whole bunch of nothing. When you go through some things, you got to relate to God in a deeper place. Really? How profound?
You have to experience Him in a deeper way. The wilderness is a lonely place. It's a place where there's not a lot of, green grass. And so spending this time away from what I've known so well for so long has meant a lot of days of tears, sadness, discouragement, depression, loneliness. And at the same time, I had to search for God, but not for a sermon.
What? Let me get this right. So you just miss preaching? You just miss preaching. You don't care about the fact that you harmed God. You just miss preaching. And step away from the thing I love so much. I had to stop preaching. Stop preaching. I had to stop talking to folks on the pulpit. Golly.
I had to search for God for Him.
You weren't doing that before? So let me get this right. You are saying you were seeking God for a sermon, but you weren't seeking Him for Him. Now that the sermons have been gone and you can't preach no more, now you're going to seek for Him. Oh, it only took you 40 years to do that, huh? It only took you 40 years to figure out that seeking God ain't for preaching, seeking God is for Him. Y'all are some sideways crazy kooks, bro. Like for real, real. I for the first time, y'all gonna hear me say this. I regret saying anything positive about you, bro. I regret it. I regret giving you any credit for coming for. I regret saying that. You don't deserve no credit for nothing. None. You don't deserve no credit. I take it all back. I have to search God for Him. I couldn't get no sermons, so now it's a hard place for me to seek God for just a sermon, because I ain't preaching no more. I can't preach because I done gone and done something, but I ain't gonna tell y'all what it is. Just know it's real bad. Yeah, I just want y'all to know. Amen.
And so those two things coalesced and converged in this season.
Talk about how serious you took this season, because last June, you stepped away from your pastoral role and came to the conclusion that you would not step back into any leadership role formally in the church. Talk about why that was necessary.
Yeah, please.
When we began our ministry,
oh gosh, come on, man. Look, just come. When we began our ministry 700 years ago, I tell you, I've been tired a lot, and We do a really good job of getting tired around here. But I didn't do nothing. I just did something.
Now, almost 50 years ago,
I was close. I was close on the time frame, though. Wow.
pretty early on, we established a discipline and restoration process
Yes.
because we wanted to be a church that didn't just have people coming on Sunday, but a church that sought to apply God's word.
So let me ask a question, Tony. At what point did you say to yourself, I should submit myself to this order? Or better yet, at what point you as the pastor decide I'm going to ignore that and do what I got to do? What point was that?
In the realities of life.
Uh-huh.
That meant growing people in the faith, but it also meant bringing correction as needed so that they could grow.
Mm-hmm.
And so Pastor Hawkins and Olitha Barnett were commissioned to take what I was teaching, but put it into a policy and a practice for our church so that when believers stumbled or tripped or needed to be restored, that this would be a hospital of restoration.
That you notice that no answers are coming to the question to do that, right? The reason he's talking like that is for empathy. If I can get you to speak a certain way to make people believe that you're really contrite about what happened, you don't have to address what happened. They're going to just think to themselves, man, he's really broken up about whatever it is. Whatever it is he did, it must have been something that really broke him. But now he's really sad. So I don't need to ask what happened. I just know he's sad. And because he's sad, or at least that's how he's portraying himself, it would be wrong of me to push and press to try and get any answer out of this broken man. This is a broken man. He's standing up there about to cry. Y'all gonna ask him about his sin, you sicko? Don't you know about grace? Don't you know about love? That's why he's talking like that.
And not just a place where you go. It's one thing to see a sign that says emergency room. It's another thing to have doctors and nurses and medicine on call when you needed to go there. And so that was instituted. And over these many years, many people have come through this process. So when it came my turn, I could not apply to others what I was unwilling to apply to myself.
But you did, though. You were unwilling. You still are.
So I had to submit to the very process I helped to install and say, you know what? I need to apply the word to me as I applied it to everybody else along the way. Because if we're going to be a Bible church, that just can't be a name. You got to come underneath the Bible and underneath the prescribed governance.
Okay, cool. That's what you say, right? Cool. You say that is what's supposed to happen. Let me ask you a question. Did you confess your sin? Did you, Tony Evans, confess your sin to the body? Yes or no? You said to come under the Bible now. This is you. I ain't not me. You said this. Did you? Did you confess? I'm still waiting for you to tell us exactly what. I haven't heard jack squat about any of that. Does this sound a bunch of fanfare to me so far? This is just a ceremony to do something that was never really removed in the first place. That's what it sounds like to me.
Which are the elders in this case of the local church. And so I submitted myself to that process, but I was helped because they walked with me, but they also talked about a transition. And so knowing that there was not just going to be an empty seat, but a new chair, and that you would be sitting in it, made losing my chair durable, manageable, because I know who's in that chair.
I don't think I need to hear nothing more from that dude. Like, honestly, I don't need to hear nothing more from Tony. I don't want to hear. I don't even want to. I don't want nothing to do with Tony, bro. Like, nothing. You upset because you lost your chair. But at least I know who's in that chair now. It's all about hierarchy and what you have. You admitted that much because you say, I went to God to get sermons. I didn't go to him for him. Now I got to go to him for him because I was caught in something as a pastor. So let's find out, as a pastor, where you should have been to begin with, not after you've been a pastor for 40 plus years, shall we? Okay, let's do that. I really think we ought to do exactly that. All right, so we're going to go and find out what he should have been and whether or not this restoration crap is something that should have been done. Ready? Titus 1. We're going to go to Titus 1. For this reason, I left you in Crete, that you should set in order the things that are lacking and appoint elders in every city as I commanded you. If a man is blameless, Tony is not, a husband of one wife, having faithful children, not accused of dissipation or insubordination, for a bishop must be blameless, as a steward of God, not self-willed, not quick-tempered. We don't know. Hear me out. We don't know if he was quick-tempered. We don't know if he was given to wine. We don't know if he was violent. We don't know if he was greedy for money. We don't know if he was inhospitable. We don't know if he didn't love good. We don't know if he wasn't sober-minded. We don't know if he wasn't self-controlled. We don't know if he wasn't faithfully holding fast to the word. We don't know none of that, but we're just supposed to take the idea that the elders say we all cool now. That's what I'm supposed to just say. Yeah, you know, they said he good. No, they say he good, man. He good. How am I, a congregant, supposed to know that my bishop is not blameless when I know for a fact we don't know jack squat, but he stepped away for a whole year without telling me anything? I don't even know if what you're telling me that he's past it is true. I got no fruits to show for it. I didn't have fruit to show before. I don't know if he laid hand on his wife, so quick-tempered, I don't know that. I don't know if he was found falling down drunk somewhere, so I don't know if he was given to wine. Just the three alone, he's already unable to be restored. Restored to what? From where? What work? What was the process? Why did you need outside counseling? What could God and the elders not do that you needed outside counseling for? Did the word say bring outside counseling? So you're willing to bring outside people to deal with your pastor, but not relay it to the congregation? You're more than willing to tell some outside entity what happened with the pastor, but you unwilling to tell the people he's shepherding. Shut up. Shut up. Y'all are wild. Y'all are absolutely like really out of, like y'all are sideways wild. You got a whole year of outside people and outside this and separate counseling here and counseling here. And you get back up there. And all you can do is fake mumble a talk or two. My process was long and I submitted to it. I don't know what I submitted to, for what reason. Y'all don't need to know neither. It was a rough one, but I'm better now. What do you do? I don't need to talk about what happened. Just know I'm better. Better from what? It. It was just one child. It was just one woman. It was just one dude. That don't make me gay. I'm sorry I was caught. I wish I really wasn't caught, but I was. But you ain't telling nobody nothing. Nope, no. Do we not need to know? Nope. Do I need to be careful about how my kids interact with you? Uh, what do you mean? What do you mean by that? Well, I don't know what happened. Do I need to be careful with my daughter around? I don't know what you're talking about. Okay. Do I need to be sure about where my money is going? Did you rob the church? I can't tell you that neither. Did you have a fight, a fist fight with the elders? I can't tell you that neither. Did you have a brawl somewhere? I can't tell you that either. Did you have a scrap between you and your kids? Can't tell you that either. Like what sin? I know people are going to start trying to, but it's not your business to know. Listen to me. It was big enough for them to remove him from ministry. So big that they couldn't tell you. And now they're telling you, just trust me, everything is fine now. Nah. And if he was restored, hear me out. This is the idea, right? You say, I'm gonna put you on some game here. Let's look at some. Like, I like words, right? I like words. Restore, right? To bring back into existence or use and reestablish, to bring back to an original or normal condition, to place in a former position or location. He was not restored. He was removed, replaced, and given a brand new spanking role because they know they couldn't put him back in that role. Why couldn't you put him back in that role? I thought he was restored. I thought Tony was fully, unequivocally, he went through the program unequivocally restored to what was before. Why couldn't you put him back in that role? You said he went through the program, right? He went through the restoration process. Did God only offer him a partial forgiveness? Is that what happened? Did God only like say, I'll welcome you back, but no? Even with Peter, when you come back, encourage your brothers. Did he say, Peter, well, you really messed up, man. You go through this process I got for you, but when you come back, I can't have you have the same seat you had before. Is that what happened with Peter? Even when Paul rebuked him, is that what happened with Peter? Peter denied Christ, right? Pretty big, right? Pretty big deal, man. Huge deal. And he came right back in. Leader position. Same position. Just went right back in. But not Tony. What Tony do that he can't get back to the last position he had? He's still strong. He looked like he's still talking, well, albeit a little more quiet, but he's still up there. Right? He can still verbalize. He still got his faculties. He still know what he used to know. So why can't he go back to the position if he's restored? He didn't restore him. You brought him back on staff, called it restoration, and trust that the congregation won't ask no questions. That's what you did. I went into the wilderness and there's not much green grass out there. I didn't have much to eat. A couple of shrubs, some dates maybe. For 50 years, all I did was talk to God to get me a sermon. Now I got to go talk to that man to get to know him. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that. Can you think about this? I went through my whole life telling people, now I got to go talk to God for him. Who does he think he is? All I wanted was just some good sermons. All you got to do is give me a good sermon. Lord, you don't got to do nothing else. Just give me a sermon. Now I got to know you. I don't know what this is all about. I got to be up here trying to talk to people like if I know God. I don't know him. I don't want to know him. I want my sermon so I can make me my money. This man really sat up there and said that. He literally stood up there and said, I used to go to God for sermons. Now I got to go to him to know him. What kind of pastor were you where you say to yourself, this sounds like something I could repeat and people going to be like, yes, man. What kind of congregation you got to have to where you can say out loud, I used to talk to God simply for the messages and I never knew him. But now it seemed like I got to get to know him because I've been called. That don't set well with me, man. That don't set well with me. It don't. And I'm not going to stop until I get to the bottom. I'm not going to pull a Candace on you, man. I'm not. But it shows me something. An NDA or something akin to it was signed. Some sort of NDA was signed. The reason why they're able to come forward now and put him back in, but not put him back in his role, was because part of the agreement was that he could not hold the position he had before. And this person would not go to the authorities for what happened. That's my take on this. Whatever it is he did, there was an agreement signed that he could not get back into the position that he had before. That was part of the agreement that the other person said, if you don't want me to talk, I'm going to need this assurance that he's not going to be back in the pulpit. Then I won't say nothing. That's what I believe happened. Believe. This is my Candace. I don't know, but I know I don't know. I don't know. I'm just believing. That's what I think happened. Why? Because it's too vague, too randomized. They don't have anything solid. They're not saying a whole lot. And they seem to just keep bringing up random verses to try and placate to people that were using the Bible, but they really haven't gone through any of the processes in the book itself. They haven't done it. But in a way, I'm kind of glad he's not back in the pastoralship, which means that he don't have to worry about being a elder anymore. I don't buy it. I don't think we'll ever know now what happened. He will not be. You'll never find out. I'll tell you now. You're not going to find out. In a lot of ways, Carlton Pearson is better off than he is because at least Carlton Pearson didn't sugarcoat where he stood. At least he was a heretic out loud. I'll give him that. At least he stood 10 toes down on his heresy. At least he did that much. He had the spine to do that. Tony don't got the backbone to stand on what he did. He don't have it. It's not in him to do it. It's not in the clergy to do it. It's not in that church to do it. They're going to hide this. They're going to hide it. They're going to put it away, sequester it, and you'll never hear about it again. It's over. Anyhow. That's crazy. That's crazy. Y'all might have a different thought process about it, and if so, just let me know what it is. Might catch a whole bunch of flack for this video too. Don't care until you can show me biblically that I'm wrong in expecting certain things from them when they say they're under the Bible. We can't talk. If you're just gonna come in here with your feelings and what you feel about Tony, you can take that and somewhere else. I was gonna say something else. You can put that somewhere else. I don't need to hear your opinion. I don't want to hear about your feelings. Nobody gives a crap about your feelings. Feel all you want. Be sad, cry, laugh. I don't care. If you can't show me scripturally where I'm wrong for expecting more out of this, we don't got nothing to talk about. I don't need to entertain you. Believe Tony all you want. Love Tony all you want. I don't care. But he ain't up there. I'll tell you now, that congregation leadership ain't operating the way the book says. And they say they follow the book. That's all I'm saying. They don't follow the book they say they claim to follow. That's all I'm saying. And this brand new restoration process that he created is not in the book. I'll be back tomorrow. Let me verify something. I think tomorrow is a good day. Let me verify some stuff here. Yep, tomorrow morning I'll be here. I'm trying to get as many piano moves as I can, pain and all. But it's about that time where things are slowing down. So I have to get as many as I can, and if I'm going to do what I got to do here in the next couple of months. Because I'll be honest with you, I do not want to put a pause on Straight Talk. I really don't want to have to do that. I don't. And I don't sense that there is a call for it to be. That's why I'm going to keep doing it until I can't. Because I have put my resume out there and it's not hitting anything. So that's a sign too for me. But I really don't want to, not do this. And it's not about income about this. I love doing this. I do. I love this. And it's not because of this. It's what I gain from it in the knowledge of more of who God is. I love that walk. And that's a good thing. Unlike Tony, I don't want to just do this because I want to cover something and getting paid to do it. So I don't want to not do this. I want to continue. I don't want to quit. So I'm going to just keep doing what I can do, as much as I can do and stuff. So scrolling at the bottom, if you feel like assisting in this process, please take it to God, figure it out. Okay. Again, that's what's scrolling at the bottom there. But I'll be back tomorrow. So will Savage Patriots, God willing. And look out for more content from Too Strong. I think we're dropping a video. Sorry, both sides. We're dropping a video this week, couple of videos today. So go check it out. Love you all, mean it. We'll catch you on the flip side. Wisdom calls to you from the street. So please, please, please find wisdom. Peace.